not bad at all. Let me take a look at you. Let me just take a look at you. Yeah. So you're not really interested in your betrothed. What was the name? Oh, Knight Wadsworth. Oh yes, hurry. Come here. Oh yes, are you away from them? Oh, wonderful. Oh yes, I've been waiting here for quite a while. Are you all right? Were you able to escape? Wonderful. Oh, when you told me that you wanted to pay me to make sure you were pretty, I thought I had hit the jackpot. But unfortunately, it's a little bit more complicated than that, don't you think? Alright, well, this has been quite an effort. Thank you for sneaking me into your manor. It's beautiful and lovely. A peasant like me isn't really used to the luxuries of noble life. But that's neither here nor there. I'm going to have to do your hair and your makeup. That's right, so that you can go and impress your soon to be betrothed. Yes, you're meeting them for the first time, aren't you? Later tonight. Right. Well, let's get started then, shall we? It's going to be quite a hassle. But first, let's see. I did bring some supplies. I may be a peasant, but I'm a very crafty peasant. So I have my own things that I've brought so that I can do the correct job. And believe me, you've brought the right person. There's another peasant named Henry. Oh, you should not go to him. Believe you me. So I brought about my wooden box. I made it myself. You can see all the little divots and all the dovetail joints. These wonderful technique. I don't know who invented the technique, but honestly, I ripped it off other people. I've seen other people and other nobles have it, so I'm just going to open it up. Wonderful. So I'll put that off to the side. I've got a few things. I've got some hair adornments and a nice homemade brush. Oh, yes. Okay, well, I'll deal with everything that's in here later, alright? So just know that there's more in there. But first, let's just get started with just brushing your hair, alright? It does seem like your servants have done a beautiful job, but as I brush your hair, I will tell you the tales of being a peasant, because my word, it is quite difficult. I've always wanted to be a, what did they call them, makeup artist. But, with the church, it's quite difficult. As you know, makeup and any face painting has been banned by the church. Something about, let me brush it right over here, your beautiful hair. But yeah, something about I don't know, the church thinking that women already tempt men. And so they think that if they allow face painting on women, or in general, then what power might you have as a seductress? That's very interesting to me, because I've never been seducted by a woman before, but definitely been spit on by men now, haven't I? All right. Oh, beautiful. I'm going to have to braid your hair, so if you can just... I'm just going to take some of your hair, I'm just going to braid it. One over the other. Perfect. Yeah, see, this was... Your hair was done all right, but, your servants are lacking a little bit of experience, one might say. And as a peasant, I would know this. Let me just grab a pen and just... All right. So now I'm just going to take these feather adornments, and I'm just going to place it directly into your hair, alright? This is just to really make your hair stand out, alright? So just hold still for me. I'm just gonna right in there. And there we go. Perfect. So yes, as a peasant, we're likely one of the few people that deal with makeup and face painting, because we've taken so much effort to make ourselves look gross and awful. We put boils on our faces just so that we can get the license to beg. If we weren't born to the poverty, then maybe we would not need to beg, but that's neither here nor there. I'm gonna start doing your makeup, and you don't worry. As we've discussed before, I'm not going to do anything to your face that will look too outlandish or crazy. You're not going to go out there looking like a fool. Not on my watch. So just your beautiful skin. Oh, you're already perfect, but we can make you more perfect. The idea here is that because you don't want to be caught just having makeup that enhances your natural beauty, will 100% make you comfortable with your new betrothed. So, to do that, we're going to need something to cover your skin a little bit, just to give it a little bit of what do the French call it? Zhuzhing? Is that what the French call it? I'm not quite sure. So first, I'm going to take this little brush. I got it from I stole it from a horse farm. Sometimes they'll leave apples out for the horses, and I have to go and steal some of those. And I saw this brush, this little face brush. And if you dip it in a little bit of lake water, it works as a wonderful scrubbing. So I'm just going to do a little bit of scrubbing, alright? Just. Then over here, I'm just gonna. Yes, just brushing off any dirt, anything that you may have just, let's see, right here. Yeah, anything that you may have just picked up, and as a peasant I would know that, if you don't bathe, then oils and lots of grime end up being on your face for far too long. Not many peasants are like me. They don't like bathing in the lake. It's unfortunate. A lot of them end up stinking. Is that why you picked me? Oh, well, I appreciate it. Alright. Just a little bit here. Then a little bit here. Perfect. So now, I'm going to take a little bit of white chalk and a little bit of white vinegar. I'm going to make it into a paste, alright? I did find, I didn't bring this with me, but I did find a mortar and pestle here. Oh, it's not your mortar and pestle, it's your betrothed. Is this not your manor? No, it's... You snuck me into your betrothed's manor. Well, my word, you're quite brilliant yourself. But anyway, I'm just going to put it in here, and I'm just going to do a little bit of crushing of the chalk and mixing in with the white vinegar. Because if I don't do that, what's going to happen is it's going to create a nice little paste, alright? Then I'm going to take that paste, I'm going to lather it a little bit on your face. Just going to smooth out any imperfections. Anyway, how are you feeling about your betrothed? You haven't met them yet. Oh, understood. You know, you hear that he's a terrible knight. Interesting. Well, why do you need to be betrothed to him? Well, you're noble. You can pretty much marry whoever you want. Ah, you come from a family of women. Oh, that makes sense. It's the unfortunate burden, isn't it? Within our society. Just have people who are unable to govern their own lives just because their families don't have sons. Well, my heart goes out to you. Anyway, I've got this is a nice paste now, and what I'm going to do is I don't want to ruin any of your, since I know that this is your betrothed's manor. I'm going to take one of my own here, right here. I wove this myself. You can probably tell with all the holes. Didn't have a lot of yarn, so I'm just going to grab some. And okay, so just stay still for me. I'm just going to put this in to even out your skin. I'm going to start at your cheeks here. Just work my way. Start at your cheeks here. Then I'm going to, work my way back all the way to your ear. Your ear isn't perfect. Your ear isn't imperfect. It's just a measure of distance, and then I'm just going to work my way down, alright? So working my way down, I can see your smile line there, and then down to your chin. Oh, perfect. Oh, this is working wonders. Yeah, so normally, this sort of thing would be used to uneven the skin. If you don't apply it, then what ends up happening is that it looks like you have very mismatched skin, very dirty. So a lot of people, Henry included, he makes the worst looking boils that he puts on his face. It's utterly disgusting. On the other hand, I go for a tasteful amount of boils, just a few dots here and there, just to give the illusion. Nothing too fancy. You don't need a lot, Gosh. Alright, and so doing it here, and going down to your cheeks on the other side. Putting it in here, bringing it down. Okay. Alrighty. That looks wonderful. Okay. So it's putting that away. Next, what we're going to need to do is your eyebrows. Now, it's not uncommon for women of the brothel to have makeup, but unfortunately, that's the only place women are allowed to have makeup, and they tend to have very thick brows. Luckily for you, your brows seem to be pretty good, aside from a little bit of lightening, right here and here. See, you can see it just right there, and right there. Yeah. But that's alright, okay? Because I brought with me, I fashioned a nice little, a sort of a quill, but it's not quite fancy enough to be a quill, but it does the job all right. So I've already loaded it up with ink. We're just going to do a little bit of strokes on your eyebrows, just to fill it in a little bit. Nothing too bad, alright? So just stay still for me, please. Alright, and then on this side I can go perfect. Alright. See, not bad at all. Let me take a look at you. Let me just take a look at you. Oh, you look wonderful. Brilliant. So you're not really interested in your betrothed. What was the name? Oh, Knight Wadsworth. Very interesting. Not heard of Knight Wadsworth. You know, I did hear they had a duel fairly recently, actually. You know, it was a big thing. It was at an inn, I believe. Yeah. Oh, it's a whole big mess. You know, I couldn't really witness it. I was too busy searching for my next meal. But alright. Next we're going to work on a little bit of redness in the cheeks. Now that we've evened out your skin, we need to add a little bit of life back into it. This is something that you're not really going to know just based off of someone not knowing very much about painting the face. But I have brought with me a wonderful red colour. Now this is just paint. It's a little bit of ink, basically, but it will get the job done. If you mix it with a little bit of water and a little bit of vinegar, it should dilute. I believe that's the word. Now you know it's quite difficult for me to learn the English language. Well, I know the English language. I'm illiterate. You know, I'm a peasant. So what am I to do? But anyway, I'm going to just put a little bit of this brilliant red colour. And it's going to act as both for the cheeks right here and right there. And then it's also going to work on your lips. It's just going to brighten everything, alright? Don't you worry. Knight Wadsworth is not going to know what hit him. You are going to be that seductress that's going to, you are going to do it. And don't you worry. I will be here if you need me. So just, actually, this is better for the lips. So let's just do the lips first. Yeah, just right there. Then over here, just a little bit, you know. Don't fret too much about it. Just a little bit. And just go do that for me, please. Maybe a little bit more. It's a little subtle. And while we want it to be subtle, we also want Knight Wadsworth to look at you and feel divine. Well, he won't feel divine, but he'll feel like he's witnessed the divine. Okay, perfect. You know, this is very interesting. Oh, you're telling me that duel was about you? But I thought you said you hadn't met the man. Oh, you hadn't? Oh, he was vying for your hand in marriage along with another knight. Wow. How saucy. It's a little bit more. Alright. Perfect. And so I'm going to actually put this brush away. And so this that I have here, this is just a little puff, and this will work better for your cheeks. Now this I stole from another stable. Don't give me that look. You know, if you go rooting around in a stable and you see a horse tail, what are you to do but cut it off and make your own utensils? I know you feel for the horses, but, you know, sometimes noble people need to understand that people are more important than horses. So just putting a little bit of this red right in there, as you can see. Just a little bit. All right, so just smile for me. Okay. Stipple, 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 stipple. All right, and then right here, stipple, 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 stipple. Yes, just putting it in right there. There you go. Oh, wonderful. Perfect, perfect. All right, and now for the final bit, we just need a little bit of darkness, all right? And that's going to be a little bit difficult to come by, but I brought a secret ingredient, all right? Now, one would think this pouch is filled with little pieces of gold and silver, but I don't have any of that. I barely have a copper piece to my name. Instead, I filled my own pouch with safflower seeds. As you can hear it probably. There's just a little bit of seeds. And what I'm going to do with them is once you crush them, it releases a divine colour, which I'm going to use to help highlight and shade your face. Alright? So, using this, the only thing that's your betrothed that I'm using, so you better be lucky. I expected to use a lot more, if I'm being honest. So I'm just going to put a little bit right in there, as you can see. Right, and then I'm just going to take, and I'm just going to crush just a little bit. There we go. So once you're betrothed, once you're married, what are you going to do? You're going to move here. Suppose that's customary, isn't it? The wife always moves in with the man. Well, at the very least, you'll be living in luxury. What's that? Oh, if it goes well, you'll bring me along with you. While I appreciate the sentiment, I imagine that you'll forget about me as soon as you leave this room. It's not my first time in the rodeo, you know. You're not the first woman I've helped. Alright, so now that we've got a little bit in there, I'm just going to take the brush. I'm just going to use a little bit of it. I'm just going to put that in there. I'm just going to swipe it across your face, just on the edges, alright? Just like over here and down under your jaw. It'll help make you look way more angular, while also softening parts of your face that are angled. You know, with the chalk, what we've done is smooth the skin, and this is just adding a little bit of that humanness back. So just a little bit here, up here. That's right. And then over here. Then down the nose a little bit. Like that. And then up here. That's right. Yeah, I see that. Beautiful, gorgeous, wonderful. Well, that's all I have. So I better get back onto the streets now. You good luck with your night.